everybody. I wanted to come to you to spend a little bit of time with you, and I'm going to study this and see what else Nipsey has to tell me about this information and what the other spirits have to tell me about what's going on. I've done the Nipsey readings before and told you that we were dealing with water world, all diseases, infections, viruses, bacteria, death coming from the water, and that it was going to be a really, really cruel winter, a bad winter. It was El Nino, but we were going to be taking over the masculine side, El Nino, and with water storms, all forms of water, rain, ice, snow, sleet, hail, tornado, hurricane, flooding, landslides, mudslides. Anything you see, tsunami, this extreme flooding that has water in any form is bringing disease, death, and destruction. Now we have the lake effect of water. Wherever there are lakes at, the water is alive and getting up and talking. Just like I told you, Nipsey said, watch the Gulf of Mexico. Watch that Gulf Stream, watch the Gulf of Mexico in any state, town, and city connected to Mexico. Texas, Florida, was it Louisiana? Every state that's connected to the Gulf of Mexico. We're looking at, Nipsey keeps taking me down into the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Also, and then you see what, a few days ago, that was my confirmation. There was a big oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, out in the ocean, where I had told you, Nipsey said there were oil platforms in one of my readings. I might put in the title a few months ago, and oil leaks in the ocean we didn't know about. He's also showing me man-made explosions in the Pacific Ocean and connecting to the Atlantic to deliberately create chaos, conflict, and confusion, as well as weather, climate change, changes, diseases, infections in the water. I also told you months ago about the animals having viruses and infections and transferring the upper respiratory problems to humans. There's now a really bad dog upper respiratory infection, and human respiratory infections are on the rise. Some of these infections in the hospital that you could kill with bleach, you can no longer kill with bleach. It is not working. These are super strain and viruses, super bugs resistant to bleach and the regular medications. I told you I was looking for the commercial flights to blow up. Today and yesterday in Japan, there was one military plane. I don't know if it hit another plane, some type of collision. The plane crashed. I think there's one person they found dead, others they're looking for. And in the United States, I think there was also a military plane connecting with another plane. That was a crash with commercial planes, but these are also military, which is odd for us to be having military planes crash and people die in the crash. You see, a couple of days ago, there was a man from Israel on a plane coming to Atlanta. They said he might have planted a bomb. There was a bomb threat in the airplane. He then starts to jump out of one of the emergency doors, start running. They had to catch him. I told you these bomb threats will be coming up, and more people acting crazy and erratic on the planes, fights on the planes, mental illness on the planes, sickness and vomiting, and disease and viral and bacterial infections on the plane. People unstable in the head, which when you're getting up into the airplanes, you also have to deal with the sound waves and the frequencies that have been deliberately released on some of these people, as well as them being on drugs and intoxicated. I want you to watch Antarctica and Alaska, because Nipsey ready always, this is not the first time he told me this, about looking at what's going on in Antarctica and Alaska. What you all don't know, and I'm going to go into New York City, because New York City, there's now the governor of New York City was able to pass a law and have it stand. Any sickness they determine as contagion, whatever it is, they can now justify making you leave your home and going into some type of camp, where concentration camp almost, or like a concentration camp. Get ready, because this is going to come to Atlanta and all the cities near you. Okay. And this is also tying into Antarctica and Alaska, the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and the constellation of Draco, the dragon. Also, we are dealing with the serpent constellation, and we're dealing with the zodiac constellation that will also contain the snake. And we're dealing with Sirius and a couple of other planets, but other deeper constellations. When you're dealing with the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, and we're dealing with lakes and waters like around New York City, there has been a curse released of the beings that control this planet through the humans, the Draco, the Leviathan spirit that's talked about in the Bible. And that is tying to when you go into Antarctica and Alaska, because the names that you, Nipsey showed this to me, names that you are given that we think we know, the names for the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, we don't know the satanic names. We don't know the occult names. One of those places in the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. This is very, very important to watch the Pacific Ocean and what goes on in it and the countries associated with it. And within the United States, the states that are associated with that water, and how that water travels, and the storms that are coming, real bad, deadly storms that are coming, that the Leviathan spirit, there's one place in the ocean, and even the Indian Ocean, all the parts of the ocean, they are broken up and named. The Leviathan spirit has been released by the powers that be. There's Leviathan's gate that has been opened. There are 4 major gates: north, south, east, west, in the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. I have to get back to you to write down and give you the rest of them. It is open now. And these storms are coming, and they have already been released on the people. I am begging you, if you're in New York City, please, especially ones of color, you are going to die if you do not take precaution and get the fuck out of the areas. I don't know if that would be the inner city or where you depend on the police and the resources and stores and food and schools and shopping inside the inner city. You will die there. And if you don't die in the house and get trapped in the house because of the weather and the resources being shut down and trapped in them buildings, you will die, and your children will die of hunger and thirst, because they will not be able to get the resources from the stores, because they're going to either be blocked, or they're going to be padlocked, they're going to be closed, or they're going to be barren. You better get all of your first aid supplies, your camping supplies. You better go somewhere where you are not under the jurisdiction of their law in the city, and the only food and drink you get is from a store, and where if they say there's a contagion, even if you don't test positive from the contagion, where you could be forced to go to camp. You don't want to be within city limits and the laws of that. You need to go. If you cannot get out of New York altogether, you better go to another part of New York that is more rural or relatives, or get you a place that outside of there that has an underground bunker and the basement. If not, you're in trouble. Wherever you think you've exposed to sickness and disease, you better get your fruit, your vegetables, your juices. You better start drying, canning, preserving things. The rats are full of disease, several diseases, funguses, and bacteria and viruses, where they have given them things that shit on purpose. And they underneath there where it's hot. Now, when you're dealing with the lake effect, and I told you them spirits was coming up out that water. And New York is one of the main islands where this shit always affects them. That lake effect, because they got them lakes around there where the life and the demons and the leviathans that have been given permission to feast on you, to eat flesh, fresh meat. They are coming out of the water. These lakes are usually warm. The warm air rises from them and they meet the colder air on top. That's what helps to build the storm and build the snow. This thing, I'm hearing Iowa, all those states where you deal with production of produce and wheat and bread. That stuff is not going to be able to be produced because of the way this destruction, and then these seeds and these forever chemicals that's put in the water and in the drink and in the clothes to hit your vagina. They have some of these pants with the forever chemicals for women are in workout pants or in the crotch of the pants. Get up in your vagina and cause fertility problems and fertility problems with men. You don't even know that it's in a lot of these foods and juices. Starbucks is being sued right now for selling fake food, fruit juice that don't have no fruit in it. Water and flavors and scents. The mimic a fruit drink, and it ain't no fruit nowhere near it. Okay. And you don't know what else is being put in it. The rats under the ground is hot. Above there is cold. I am telling you, and I am saying it in the spirit because I don't have no proof of it since I'm not in New York and I'm not down there. They are warehouses, like designer warehouses and labs, where they keep human parts, human blood, different viruses for humans and COVID. Different viruses and cancers, which is a virus, for the rat. And they test them, and the rats that's down there eating humans down there. I got different body parts, but these factories, warehouses you don't know about, they done created these super strains of these viruses where there is no public cure for them. You hear me? I didn't say there was no cure. I said there was no public cure for the minority that they want to imprison and kill. Y'all need to be careful up there, getting your abortions up there, having your babies up there, getting your jab up there, because as they're taking one thing out, you don't know what they're putting in. They're getting ready for the rise of the machine by Elon Musk, and combining man with machine and cloning beings and sending them to jail. They're going to be like a mass upheaval in the prison system in New York City. I don't know if they're going to let some of them out, but I know they are doing experiments on them. A lot of them in there sick. The inmates are passing diseases through each other through airborne, coughing, drinking, eating, sharing needles, sharing sexual favors, sharing body fluids. I don't know why I would say that inmates are sharing needles as if they are getting drugs in New York prisons and shooting up, but I'm going to stand by. For some reason, I'm saying that. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing, and I'm going to stick to it, even though I'm singing in the spirit. I don't have any physical evidence to confirm this. So you have an outbreak in there, and the rats are showing me they live in the prisons. Some of these people keep the rats as pets because there's so many of them, they can't exterminate them and kill them and get rid of them in the prison. So they come in certain people's cell, they eat in there, they hang out, they dance in there, they do drugs in there with the humans in the cell. They don't bite them, all of them, but some of them they do bite. There's also the experiment in there. These people, why I'm telling you that, because these people have to get out, or they're going to let some of them out with a chip in them, with mental problems, emotional problems from the drugs they've taken, brain implants, and you don't know that it's in them. The person might not know that it's in them, as well as informants, and get out with diseases and viruses. Sleeping with women around children and pets are going to spread it to them. As you see where I said months ago about these pets getting sick and passing it to these humans and these animals out in the wild. And now the news is confirming what I said. It's going to be a real bad health epidemic in New York City among people of color and poor people of color, and them in these high-rise buildings, trapping people in there, murdering people in the buildings, robbing and raping people, busting in their house, breaking in the house, taking stuff out of there because of the desperation to survive. No money, no job, not able to find one. Some people don't want to find one. This drug thing has got these people real bad up there. Lord have mercy. I hate to repeat what I just saw, but Nipsey telling me, the spirit's also telling me some of these peoples go down there in them basements, different parts of them basements in New York City. Excuse me, the basement, yes, but underground, the sewer system. They live up under there. They travel around from one place to another and commit crimes up under there through that sewer system. I just seen a black man eat a rat. I'm down now. Oh my God. Them rats is big up there. And them rats look like cats up there. And all I see is this man taking a bite out of a big old rat. And the rat to my, ow! I look how he could do a holler. Just his teeth is sticking out his mouth. 2 buck teeth is in the front. He got some long ass buck teeth is hanging out the front, hollering because this man done bit him around his ass, around his hip area, around his hip socket and joint, one his leg just leaning down, shaking. Because he done bit down deep into this motherfucker. This motherfucker hollering. He can't get away because his legs fucked up. And look. The rat did scream. I heard it. Heard it through the grapevine, goddammit. Then the rats down there done took over up in New York, goddammit. That's what the fuck they telling me. That what the rat done told me. The rat told me they got gangs up there. I don't know what the name of they goddamn it gang, but say they in Chang Yang and goddamn they slang and bang under the goddamn sewer. Says different divisions of the network of the water system and different network of the sewer. So they run the goddamn, said we run this house. So we run this bitch. Look, I don't know why, but I'm done tapped into the mind of the rat. So the niggas be down now stealing, hoarding, killing down there, and some of these people down there doing drugs and so desperate that maybe the man I seen do that goddamn it rat like that might have been high on something and didn't know what the fuck he was doing, but I seen he did know that was a goddamn rat. And I don't know if he was just hungry or nigga looked like a piece of Popeye's chicken wing. I don't know what the fuck, drumstick, but he know because the thing had hair on it when he bit it. And the thing was still goddamn it alive when he bit it. And I seen a cat down there beside it, like I seen some niggas eat some cats. They, and skinned it. It was kind of light color, yellow, like with stripes on it. I seen it near the rat, but they done shot this rat up to have seen the rat blood. They done shot this rat up. There's them rats up there in New York. Somebody look. Please tell me if I'm getting the wrong thing. Y'all up there in New York and live up there. And then the rat talking about the trash system. They run that and they get a steady supply of food out the trash, and said that the sanitation worker, a lot of them on dope and half do their job and be stealing and selling dope and extorting it around the different neighborhoods where they supposed to pick up the trash. It's going to get to a point they not going to, the rat said we're going to run it because they're not going to be able to pick the trash up all the time, and it's going to be areas that the police going to be scared to go in. It might be a shortage of police in New York. There's gonna be other places that's gonna be like that too, like Chicago, Philly, places like that where they got all these high rises on these islands and near this water, like the food stamp and these checks and shit. A lot of that they're gonna start drying that up and pulling that back, and then a lot of the rat said that the trash is gonna start piling up. He said, so we're gonna take over certain parts of the island in New York City, and we're gonna spread it through the feces and the waste. And with so much waste that humans produce, they're gonna spread it because they're gonna eat and use the bathroom, and the sanitation department is not gonna be able to kill all the rats and keep up with the demand to pick up the trash, because something is going to happen with City Hall or the mayor and the police is going up there. And I see the Joker. It actually reminds me of New York, Gotham City. Batman and Gotham City. It's going to turn into a real life Gotham where they're going to let some of these crazy people out and mental people out and then the trash is up there, the rats is going to grow, the filth is going to grow, diseases is going to grow, the rats are going to be able to bite the people, and it's going to be problems and diseases with babies and young children. It's going to be areas where it's not safe for humans to live. That's what the rat is telling me about the police and the sanitation and the water system. He says fucked up. He said we already come up in different people's house. We infested. We done took over houses. We done took over buildings because we need a place to stay too. We get cold too, and we gnaw through the plumbing, gnaw through the pipes. And he said it's diseases and the viruses in that water and different chemicals they put in there on purpose to target a certain area based on the ethnic makeup and racial composition of the people to cause them problems. He said people, for some reason, I don't know why it's red saying this, people up there having problems with their eyes, with different cancers. He said sexual transmitted diseases, different unexplained funguses, viruses. He's showing me they releasing things coming down through planes out of the air, different chemtrails like a fog, a dust, a smoke looking stuff. Sometimes he's showing me a green mist and a gray smoky mist, like fire smoke, which is connected to Canada and the border and Mexico. So that makes me wonder, is that too a lot of immigrants there that are also bringing these problems, bringing these diseases? Then the rats say the drugs. The rat said that some of them the rest done got a hold to the drugs up there. Like he said, they be getting a hold to it in jail. That they live in the prisons. They be going in the cell, being friends with certain people. Eating them like some nacho chip and shit and powdered donuts in there who they like. And then said that some people got so much control. The rats is real smart. They can understand. So they'll go and sit them on another nigga. Go bite this nigga over here around 12 at night, goddamn it. Because you know that's when this nigga get relaxed and get on that shit. And I don't like this nigga. Go bite that motherfucker. So they sick them around like they sick a dog or something. Look, I can't make this shit up. I'm just repeating it because that's what's coming to me. And this rat is saying, the rat said they got several gangs, goddamn it. Don't say rat gang, goddamn it, said rat gang. Rat said they got rat politics. So they be politicking down in the sewer. They got different parts of the sewer, different parts of the water system. Then they send the different rats. Look, you go over in that neighborhood. I'm gonna go over here. Me and the crew gonna go over here. We're gonna go up in this building. We'll go through these pipes, goddamn it, because there's some people over here got some shit I like or some food I like. Over here, they like to hang out, certain music and shit. They goddamn it, like some of them might like some Spanish Harlem music and shit. Some of them might like most of them goddamn it Soul Train to watch on the TV and got them some of that Bobby Womack. I mean, you know, they got their tastes too of food and flavors. One said he liked some salsa and tomato sauce, and so he liked some Puerto Rican food and shit. I mean, that's what the rat is saying. Look. And one of them said he liked them Jamaican patties that be in this lady house. He go through the pipe, come up through the hole, squeeze through there. So they got different divisions and different gangs, and they know everybody tastes and likes and dislikes and what they have over there and what's in the garbage. But some of them said they really like to go in these people's house. They said they like to go in these people's house up there in New York because they like to get in there and get the food fresh. What you said, that's the sound of a rat working on. I'm telling y'all, if y'all up in New York, please tell me, because I could be interpreting this rat wrong. He's talking to me now. I'm telepathically cooking on with him. He said, we're not worried about nothing. We're not worried about dying. We're not worried. He said, because right now we are dominating everything up here. They can't get rid of us. He said there's a super rat, like a super genetic strain of one, because of the lab I told y'all. That secretly be having these human parts, body parts, they mixing and matching up in New York. It's like an old warehouse. But you don't know that they getting a secret government subsidy or secret organized crime subsidy. And it's also a city subsidy through them government offices up there where they do this shit on the low to keep certain population impoverished and on like aid benefits, but keep it real low and create situations where they have to take certain medication from pharmaceuticals that put them in a position to be sick and disadvantaged because of the side effects and all this stuff. Man, look, this rat is telling me this shit, and this is going really well. I don't want to go on here. Oh boy, I'm telling you, it's under there. It's hooked to the water where they put certain thing in the water and send the water on certain side of town. I don't know how they do this here, but I'm sticking to it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. What I'm seeing in the spirit, and this rat is telling me they have different species of rat. They have a DNA super strain rat that's bigger and stronger and faster and more resistant to disease than a smaller regular mouse, or what you might see a house rat or something walking through a house or a restaurant. These things are huge. They being doped up. They being genetically altered. And he's telling me some of them like to take drugs. Look, one of them said he prefer meth, goddammit. One said he like a little crack rock sometime to throw it in. Man, look, I didn't even know this was going to go in this goddamn direction. I was just trying to give y'all something because I appreciate y'all sticking by me and being with me, in the past few days. Don't let me show you love me, support me, send me happy birthday wishes and shit. I'm telling you, this rat is saying the government secretly is a part of this shit, and they secretly fund these labs. That's why in New York, you cannot get rid of these rats. You kill it, you kill one, they are secretly producing more that are resistant to rat poison. Some of the rats popped them out. Look at them. This one said he really liked that smell and he liked to inhale that meth. And the other one said that he liked to get the little piece of crumble up rock. But see, you got humans giving it to him. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not going to go as far as I don't see that in line, set a thing, lighting the matches. No, humans are doing this and they look at them as pets. I've spoken to people in prison before that actually say that they can't stop the rats from coming in and they let them live like dogs in there. And certain prisons and some of the rats will come in to their cell and hang out with them. And they give them a little late food and shit. And sure, so what I'm saying cannot be far-fetched. I'm just saying, he's saying to me, Well, actually, this is a female rat that's saying this to me. That is bad up there, and sometimes maybe just to be mean or maybe to fuck with them. They don't care because they mad because they in there. They might give them the drug and shoot them up or something, and then the rat is telling me that it ended up liking it. Said that these men, these black men, give it to them and said they down there in the sewer. So somebody that's been in New York and that knows New York, please tell me if what I'm saying could be possible about people down there moving around, living down there, and doing drugs in the sewer system, walking from one place to the other. These rats are really dangerous up there. You need to keep your babies. If you see a rat infestation in your building and you can't block them from getting your apartment, you probably can't if they've already dominated the building. Especially if it's an old building and they found ways to get in. Yeah, that rats moving that weight, goddamn pushing that pee, goddamn it. And if it's in that building and you have to worry about and you got babies, little ones, because this rat says sometimes they're drawn to babies. But what I'm telling you is the spirit has been released out on everybody in the United States, a Leviathan spirit, and it has come through the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, the North Pole, and Antarctica, and Alaska. This is what I am telling you from up there. Um, it's in the Middle East. It's in Africa. Speaking of that, remember how I kept telling you, Nipsey said Sudan, Somalia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Palestine, Israel. I saw in the news it's a real bad massacre that's happening over there in Sudan. Of course, they always have these different conflicts going back and forth, but I have been saying, Nipsey has been saying this, what, for 3 years? I've been telling you this. And these areas going to keep on breaking out with these hotspots. I just saw it on Democracy Now! Today. You know, for these people that always say I'm crazy, I'm a liar, I'm faking all this, why did this stuff come out in the news? Oh, don't think because, honey, I've been going through my shit and telling y'all about it that I ain't been checking my footwork gear. And I haven't been getting information from Nipsey and my spirits to see what's going on. Oh, yeah. And I've been collecting the news reports to confirm my footwork. You all can check it, just like you see this bad weather going on right now. And they're saying they weren't expecting this to happen so early and so bad in New York City. And it's going to start going in other areas, even historic types of storms in El Nino, which be the male side of El Nino. El Nino. I told you this a month or two ago about El Nino. You can look at one of the titles. I forgot what reading, but I'm not putting the title. With water world, the water storms and all these diseases coming up in animals and humans. Boom, here you go right now. It's hit Georgia with the dogs and the viruses. We're real sick. People now are getting sick again. Oh, yes. It hit China again. This virus is really, really bad, and now it's starting to appear in the US of A. I told you. And there were other strains of the COVID that were going to emerge and bind, and super strains. I told you that Nipsey was saying this months ago. You better prepare yourself. I am really worried about the people in New York City, especially the ones of color, because the demons have already been released out of the other dimensions. Like I said, the Draco constellation and the serpent constellations, they have the seal that have been broken, which also go with the seals in the Bible, in the horse of death. Death is riding the earth right now, and it has been released. These beings, these draconian beings, the serpent, the Leviathan serpent being, the dragon, the Leviathan have been released from the ocean. It's the ocean serpent, the ocean dragon. And it has been given permission to roam the earth and go to and fro, like God gave Satan permission to roam the earth and find a soul to test, and he tested Job. He said, you can do anything you want to, but don't kill him. Well, you will start dying. If you don't, take heed. Because this curse has been released upon the ones that are not protected by Satan. The ones that are not a part of government that have taken the oath to release death upon you. You will not get any relief. When this weather hits, and it's been hit on purpose, and the demons are in the water, as I told you, as well as the good ancestors are in the water. And if you do not call them and listen to them and start to take physical action to protect yourself and your children, you will, if you not die, you will become very ill. Did not say you will not want. You're not going to survive in these inner cities, especially in New York City. This governor, that why you think that they done let her pass this law here that said we can make anything a contagion. And if we make you get out your house, you don't want to go, we will by law have the police take your ass out and take you to a goddamn camp, whether you like it or not. And then give you something that you refuse to take. No, they're not just eating radioactive material in the sewers, John David, Don Daniel. It's what I said. They're also being given, and they've been cloned, and they're genetic mutations. There are different groups of them that will be resistant to everything. Anything you try to give them to kill them, and the diseases that they have, that they'll give a human, they will not die from. They're resistant to it, even though they're a carrier for it. I'm standing by what I said. You said, yeah, like that rat in the Green Mile. I didn't see the Green Mile, so I don't know what. I'd have to go back and watch it to see the rat you're talking about. But these rats are not normal rats. And I know I'm talking to the rat, and I don't care what people think about it. And I don't care if you laugh. It doesn't matter to me. I'm standing by what I said. There are different species of rats in New York City. Some of them you can't kill them unless you shoot them or cut them up. Just like they have these worms now. You step on the worm and you cut it in half. The worm, if it can, connect to the other part or energetically start connecting, it will put itself back together. You can't kill it unless you use, I don't know if it's just separating it, cutting it up, and destroying all the pieces individually, where they cannot reattach to each other. But if you cut it or step on it or tear it apart and you leave it where it can get back together, it will reconnect itself and reanimate itself and heal the wound. And some of these are genetically mutated to do that. So you're correct. These are different rats here in New York, and oh, thank you. Wait a minute, Lenise. Wait a minute. Lenise, why you say the rats crazy? What they doing? What you said? Well, no, I said sure ain't, because they asses don't stay out my garbage. And she is right traveling back and forth to work. Rats taking a drive. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, you see the rats on the goddamn train? They be up there they be on, you see what I'm saying? I ain't surprised, because they said they be everywhere, said that they doing what they can to goddamn dominate. They said, who run it? We run it, goddamn it. They run it. They said they JT Money said, is that goddamn Project Pet? These bitches ain't running shit but they mouth, because the first hater jump up, the first hater get tossed out. Who run it? Rat said he run it, goddamn it. And so they running it from down there in the sewer. Connected to the water system and the pipes. You said they be blinging and fire. Wait, they be, oh, wait a minute. Lanice said they be biting each other and fighting. Lanice, where they be fighting at? Oh, wait a minute. Somebody you do run. Say they do. So they be running on the train. So they gonna run them train. Right, so wait a minute. Two said they be fighting. Who done seen them fight? Wait a minute, Lanice, you said everywhere. What, they be outside? And all of a sudden you'll just see them fighting each other out there and biting each other out there. Where they be fighting in public, or where you see them fighting at? You said that's probably who the New Yorkers are moving down south to take. Yeah, a lot of them moving down here. Mentioned the hiring in New York, and now it's getting even higher, and the crime is growing in Atlanta with them dirty motherfuckers from goddamn Brooklyn and all them motherfuckers down here, child, trying to hide down here, reconnect with their goddamn old southern roots of people that relatives they had down south, and they got away and went up north. Now they come back down here. What you saying? They just big ass budget cuts. You said they fighting on. Wait a minute, said they fighting on 55th Street at the bodega. Said the rats be at the bodega fighting. Oh Lord, so they travel down the street. Lanice said they be traveling down the streets in packs, like in gangs. What I said it had told me. Said they be running together. Wait a minute. So Lanice, you don't never see one of them like just one by itself. They be in a group, goddamn it. They tight like that. They little cliques. They stick together. So Lanice said, yeah. She said it's true. They be together. You could see them walking down the street. Oh Lord, y'all, you might have to shoot them, goddamn, because the rat said they know they running. They know. Because they said if they go where they want to go. You seen them fighting over edges. What? gang. So all them people from the border been going right to NYC. Yeah, and a lot of them had the rats on them or eat them or follow them. You know what? Somebody put thank you, Angel. Thank y'all for telling me. I love you too, Kiko. Somebody put a goddamn video. They was in some kind of store, a Chinese store or something, and went in the freezer, saw a picture on a package with a goddamn hamster face up there grinning, goddamn it. Like they got frozen hamster up there that you can get it. The pigeon, man, I don't know. You sure them rats ain't gonna attack them pigeons and eat them goddamn pigeon? Well, what you said, Denise, you said my best friend told me a few years ago that 2 rats was boxing on the train. And she was waiting for the train. So they out there, pop, they shadow boxing. They practicing and shit, getting ready for the night. They was up there on the platform at the train, boxing, taking class and shit. Getting each other a lesson. Well, ain't talking about they are so big. What? They don't look like about the size of a cat? Yeah, Latoya, that's what the rat told me. They different up in NYC. How does this, I'm telling you, this rat told me about the goddamn buses, about the police force, about the mayor's office, about the water system, and the sanitation system said finna goddamn slow up and said that they run that and they be under the ground out there and the sewer niggas and different white folks. He said junkies be down there in the goddamn sewer. Moving, ain't that about the size of an old possum? Shit. So them the kind of rats that you look at them or stomp at them and they don't run. They just look at you like, what the fuck you doing? If these New York rats got an attitude, they got a New York state of mind up there too, like them humans up there, where they nasty and got an attitude and shit. Yes. So they big, like the size of a kitten. And so they'll stomp back when you stomp at them. Like like, bitch, what the fuck? You know, like that's their street. Like I told you, that's what that you heard. I repeated. Y'all repeating what I said. The rat said to me. They'll charge at you. Can y'all tell me? Do you know the types of diseases that you know that those rats carry up there? So the rats like to go to the concerts in NY, well, in the summertime or the winter, cause they tell me they like to eat up there. They go and get them people popcorn and drink their liquor and they wine and shit. They say they like nice things too and different qualities of food. One I'm talking about, he like ravioli. The other one say he like lasagna with like an extra cheese on it. They sitting there and saying wherever the food they like, they have different tastes. They'll go to the dumpster or the restaurant or somebody's house where the shit be at. So the rats smoke cigarettes and go. So the rats smoke, man. Look, somebody give it to them or blow smoke so they can inhale this shit. Oh my God. So I pour them a drink. They'll drink it. You pour them like a little bowl or something. They'll drink the liquor because this one say he like to get drunk. So they like to get high. They like to have good food. They like human food. So they be playing dice and shit. So they like to gamble, like to fuck. You know what I'm saying? They say they watch TV. He says certain people have they go like they like to watch different TV shows. I don't know. One of them say he like a lot of Spanish shit. She like Spanish rice. She like to watch Spanish TV show. El Mundo and shit. I don't know I forgot the name of this show. He said he like a certain Spanish show. He said he like to go to the old lady house and she be watching these soap operas. He like to watch that. It be another language. I guess the rat speaks Spanish, goddammit. I guess he bilingual. So they like to play. So they like to play space. So they like to watch people and gamble, and then some of them like to hang around niggas. They think they black. Yeah, they're telling the telenovelas. They say like the old Spanish lady, he like to go over there and watch the telenovelas like at noon, like the early afternoon, while her son at work and shit, so he won't get caught up in there. He like to watch them with that lady. He like to watch them goddamn soap operas that they're in Spanish. And so she had little snacks. He be eating a little snack. Okay, he like some cheese and crackers and stuff. And said for the man, he know when the nigga coming home, when her son come home, he hurry up and go out. It's a little cut he got through the wall and up the pipe. That's what they say they like to chew tobacco and drink. You talking them southern rats, goddammit. You can't remember ATL rats. You said honestly they are supposed to be protectors. I don't know. You have to be careful with them and see what diseases they're known to carry in New York because they're carrying another one you don't know about. Viruses, yes, but also bacteria and a fungus. There's a small animal that rides on this rat. Okay. We need to find out if there's any other small animal, a bug, a tick, a parasite, or anything. It might be new, depending on the newer species of them, that hitches a ride on the rat and is in the lung of the rat. And it's a virus and an upper respiratory infection in this rat because of something that hitches, a small bug or something, or a worm, a parasite that hitches a ride on the rat in New York City. I need you all to look at this. I'm serious. Because you don't want them to have moved around in your child's nursery or nursery bed and you don't know they're in that house or that they can get in and out of there. You want to get out of the old buildings, leaky buildings with holes in them, basements in them. I don't know, Britt P, is it a such thing as a rat mite? If you can find this out, please let me know because I see it just hitched a ride. Two or three little small animals, bug, one look like a worm moving around in the rat's upper respiratory and in a part of the rat's gut. And the bottom of the feet where they walking have feces and stuff on their feet. You know they nasty and track through any and everything. We need to find that out. You need to keep babies away from buildings that are full of leaks and water problems and pipe problems and rat problems. in New York City. And I see he said it's a lot of buildings like that. The red is telling me they can go in them because it's a lot of buildings like that in certain areas where it's a lot of water leaks and damage and danger and rust. He said in the water, look at the water, rust and mold in the water, in the pipes. You got to watch. Okay, some Brit P, what you say? Rat mites are parasitic insects that also host and feed on rats, but can also be a problem. Thank you, because I'm seeing it. Thank you, baby. I'm seeing it. And I need y'all to start getting herbs and juices and stuff to clean your lungs out and protect you and build up your immune system with that bad, bitter cold up there, and to kill uh, funguses and parasites. I need you to start looking at and prepare and get to a safer place and get as soon as you can get out of a building like that. But they're going to start condemning them anyway, tearing them down and regentrifying certain areas. So the mayor made a policy from all restaurants to get their waste in closed containers. But what I'm telling you is it's going to come up though where they're going to have a problem with sanitation up there and police and picking it up on time, which is going to create a bigger rat problem and a roach problem and a disease problem. I could be wrong, but I had to tell it to you because this could be coming and more catastrophic weather, which has been done on purpose to eliminate black people, so-called black people, and people of color, and get you out of a certain area so they can take it over and reduce the population because this is a feeding season. Remember, we're still in the Jason period. July, August, September, October, November, but Christmas is a big sacrifice month. December. Then moving into the first 4 months. I won't even say three. First 4 months of the new year. What you say when rats bite your skin, they cause dermatitis, set into bed bugs. You may notice raised. Oh, because they carry so many diseases. It's so dangerous to be bit by them. You need to go to the doctor immediately. Anyway, I want to give you something. And I have to get up early tomorrow, so I'm going to come back to you tomorrow. But I need to get a little bit of rest, and I want to give you that so you can sit and ponder it and see what you find out and let me know and study this and watch the Atlantic Ocean, watch the Pacific Ocean, the storms brewing there, the Gulf of Mexico. Watch the United States weather and certain areas where there's a lot of water and lakes, like in New York, that are prone because we're getting the lake effect right now. And then El Nino's coming in, the masculine side of it. And then the dragon has been released, the Leviathan, the water dragon, the serpent, and also the snake constellations. You can look them up and study them. Draconian beings, reptile beings that are shaped like humans, but also reptile shapeshifters, as well as serpent beings are given permission to feast on the flesh of the humans right now. The curse has already been released upon the earth. And this is the one way and the most powerful way because you have to drink water, you have to cook with water, you have to bathe with water. And then it's around you. The earth is mostly water. And then they're using the water against you because they control the spirits and they're doing the occultic spells. See, let's say a lake is named Lake Lanier, okay? That's the name they give you. They also have a secret demonic meaning and a demonic name of the demons that control that lake, and they unleash the keys to the Leviathan or the snake, a sea creature in the lake. So they have another name to it that you don't know. So they have more power over you and more power over the elements. And one of the most powerful ones is water, and it's in your body. That is what I am telling you. They have already released the keys of the serpent to release them from the sea. The sea serpent, the sea demon, the Leviathan. You should look at that, as well as in the air, outer space. The constellations open. They've called them down because they said, in order for me to do what you want, you must let us feast on the human. So now the reptile has been released, the Draco. So let me get some rest. I love y'all. Thank y'all for loving me, supporting me, and donating to me so that I can have what I need and the strength I need to get this information and come and give it to you and deal with all this crazy shit that I'm dealing with and get my life back to normal and get all this crazy shit and these crazy people out of it, okay? So the more you donate and support me, the more I can get everything I need to be secure and deal with all this legal stuff and then give you what you want. Since I see that a lot of you love and support me, I don't have a problem with donating me and having my back as well. Okay, so I'm tired. I took a hot bath, get some rest. I had to come to give you that. And I love you. I will be back soon.